Hey guys, welcome back to my solo progression series. In today's video, we're going to be going through leveling up to level 200, and more importantly, how to upgrade our gear. To start off this video, let's go through a few things that I did before I started training. The first thing I did was finally finish the Silent Crusade questline. This was good for two things. The first thing is that it gave me the Platinum Cross ring, which is going to be the 4th ring for this character. I chose this ring because you can Star Force it to 10, which will give us a nice number of stats. The other thing that the Silent Crusade gives is, of course, the Superior Hunter title, which will give us a little bit more damage as well. It's very minimal, but it's pretty easy to get. An extra thing that the Silent Crusade line gives us is that it lets us finish the Icarium prequest, which I also completed. So I can actually attempt to do easy Icarium now. For normal Icarium, we're going to need a little bit more range, so we won't be attempting that anytime soon. Alongside the Silent Crusade line, I gave a go at a various number of bosses. I tried doing Pink Bean. It took quite a long time. I don't know if it's worth doing it at this point because it just takes way too long, but you can do it. The mechanics of the boss isn't too difficult. There's not that many things that can instantly kill you, as long as you have enough potions to heal through everything. Similarly, I tried Chaos Horntail as well. Chaos Horntail is 100% not worth doing. It took me way too long to kill him, but the one thing was that when I finally did kill him, it did drop me the Silver Blossom ring, so at least I got that out of it. Until we have enough range, it's probably not worth doing either. A boss that is worth doing though is Normal Von Leon. At this level you can actually do Normal Von Leon, which is better than easy because of two things. One is obviously the money that you get out of the crystal that he drops, and he also drops more coins so then we can get more Von Leon armor, which is going to be our bossing set. I also started doing the Root Abyss bosses daily. They give a good amount of money, and they also drop a lot of elixirs, which really helped with the training because at level 180 onwards, the mobs start kind of hitting really hard, and you really want elixirs to heal yourself up because the normal potions you get from shops are quite expensive, and you can't rely on those as mages and warriors because the number of HP that we have and the amount of mana that mages use, it's just not worth using the NPC style pots of flat amounts, so elixirs are really good. And killing the Root Abyss bosses adds towards the 10 kill requirement for the Chaos Root Abyss version, so eventually we do need to do this anyway. You could start doing this at level 160, but I started at this point because I didn't want to spend more than 10 minutes killing each boss. So let's move on to the training section of this video. So I went from level 180 to level 200, and I'll be doing the level 200 things after this video. So this video, again, is mostly focused on getting to 200 and gearing our things. So from level 180 to level 190, I trained on the various Knight's Chamber maps in Future Hennessy. The reason for this is because the maps typically have really high burning, and the spawn rate on these maps are quite good. You can choose whichever maps you are comfortable with because some of the mobs do a lot of damage. So hopefully the elixirs you get from the Root Abyss bosses will help train. I trained early on in Knight's Chamber 2 on the mages, but I found out that my attacks actually stopped them from spawning the summons, which give extra EXP, so I had to move on to a different map, even though it was slightly worse. I ended up training at Knight's Chamber 5 until level 190. You can see on screen I actually used the double EXP coupon and the Spirit Pendant I got from my daily, and I bought a Wild Totem from the shop because at this point I racked up enough points from doing my daily bosses where I could afford one. Once I hit level 190, I went to Desolate Hills to train on the stumps, and I stayed here until level 195. From level 195, you can go to one of two maps. You can go to Forsaken Excavation Site 2, or what I did was go to Forsaken Excavation Site 4. The main difference is that Excavation Site 2 is a more compact map with really good rates, but it is quite popular, so it's hard to find a map there. But for Forsaken Excavation Site 4, the map is a lot bigger, but it always has burning, so you can pick which one you're more comfortable with for training. And I stayed here at Forsaken Excavation Site 4 until I hit level 200. Now let's move on to the section that I'm sure a lot of you guys are curious about, which is going to be cubing. So to explain cubing, first we need to go through how the different tiers of potentials work. So the potential tiers go from rare to epic to unique to legendary. If you look at my face accessory, they are both rare. So what rare means is that the highest potential that you can get on this equip is going to be 3%. And then when you tier it up to epic, like for example this ring, the highest you can go up to is 6%. And then similarly for unique, it goes up to 9, and then for legendary, it goes to 12. And it's really important to remember these numbers, they just go up in increments of 3, for us to decide whether or not we want to settle on what potentials we have. So the idea now for me is I want to get at least all my gear to be epic potential and have 6% at least. So you can see here for this Treasure John's ring, it already has 6% strength. So in my eyes, this is already good enough to keep for the time being. We're not going to try to get this any better than it is. Maybe later down the track we will, but for now, this is perfectly fine to keep. But if we look at the Kana's ring, it doesn't have any lines of strength. So in this session, I want to see if I can get it to at least 6%. I'm not going to touch anything that is rare potential because it's not worth using cubes to tier them up from rare to epic. We're better off farming epic potential scrolls so then we don't waste money. Now, before we go into the actual cubing, I need to explain first the priorities on what we're going to try to cube. So the first priority we're going to aim for is going to be the weapon, the secondary, and the emblem. So I'm going to unequip these. So these are the three things. Don't mind the shield. I used a fusion anvil over my Deimos shield because I kind of just like the defense. So our goal here is to go through our weapon, secondary, and emblem and get it to get 6% attack at least. So these three are the priority because they're the only equips that can get percent attack lines. So for my emblem, I actually got really lucky. I used a few Master Crafting's cubes off camera and I rolled 12% attack. Now, if you remember what I said about legendary potentials earlier, the prime line or the highest you can get on a single line is 12%. So this potential is actually really valuable because it's actually already better than a unique potential, unless I hit 2 lines of attack on a unique potential. So for now, I'm not going to be touching my emblem. So let's focus on the sword and the shield. I like using the red cubes over black cubes because I don't care too much about it tearing up, but I do want the chance of it tearing up. So I won't be using Master Crafting cubes. So I'm going to buy a bunch of cubes here. I saved up 1 bill for this, so we're going to have a nice stack of cubes that we can use. So let's focus on these for the time being. Like I said, we don't want to spend all our cubes to try to get it to legendary and go for like the ideal endgame potential because we might end up spending all our cubes on one item to get 12% on one equip, where we could spend the same amount and just tier everything up slowly to match that with the same amount. So I don't like spending all my cubes on one thing, even though it's very tempting to try to perfect one item. So let's start off with the sword. We're going to aim for at least 1 line of attack, so 6% attack is what we're looking for. I did mention that the prime lines go up in increments of 3, but for any item like this Sweetwater weapon that is level 160 or above, it goes 4, 7, 10, 13, as opposed to 3, 6, 9, 12. So it's 1% higher for the higher level items. So there we go. I've got 7% attack, and for now, let's hold on to that. Let's not get too greedy with cubing too much on this. Now let's move on to the Warrior Shield. I already have 3% attacks, but I want 6% attack on it. So for the shield, I actually don't mind it tearing up because I'm not going to replace this shield. This shield is my secondary that I'm going to use for the rest of the time on this character. So if it tears up, that's good. If it doesn't, then it's whatever. Oh, there we go. 6% attack. We can use that. Cool, now our weapon, secondary, and emblem are cubed up for a satisfactory amount for the time being. Let's move on to the next set of items. So the next set of items I'm going to go for is going to be the rings. The rings because they are the ones that have a low amount of junk lines, meaning that there's not a lot of random stats that it can get. Like armor is one of the worst equips to cube because they have a lot of garbage lines that you can't really use. So yeah, you can see my Treasure Hunter ring is already 6% strength, so we're not going to do any more with that. But our Kana treasure is all garbage lines, so let's see if we can get 6% strength on this one. Wow, so this is actually really nice. I rolled into 9% strength. This is as good as a unique ring, so we're really happy with this one. Nice and valuable use of cubes there, so we don't need to tear it up. Let's have a look to see what other epic items I have. I've got my cape. Let's actually just unequip them. I've got my cape, my shoulder, and my belt that are still epic and need re-rolling. Let's start off with the cape. Why not? Again, we're looking for 6% strength, ideally. I haven't tiered anything up yet, but like I said, we're not worried about tiering up. Our main focus right now is to go for gains, try to get better stats than what we originally started with. There we go, 6% strength. Oh, another 9% strength. Very nice. Now let's go for our belt. There we go, 6% strength. Now every epic item that we own is 6% strength. So it's been a couple of days since I made the first part of the cubing video, and I realized that it probably makes more sense if I show my gains and everything that I did after I just hit 200. So I still haven't done my 5th job at this point yet, but I do want to go through the items that I've got and the damage that I currently have. So when I was level 180, I had about 150 to 200k range. So let's have a look at my current damage right now. So clean, I am at 280k. So let's just double check. So I'm gonna show you guys my legion real quick to show that I'm not using my mains legion. You can see here I'm using just my own block. So that's all I've got here. So just my Paladin. And just gonna show my link skills as well. It's got nothing. So I've got my clean range of just underneath 300k. So that's really nice. Nice improvement off the gear. So let's actually go through the gear, and I want to talk through what I'm going to aim for with regards to the gear moving forward. So let's start off with the rings. I'm probably not going to change the layout of the rings, and I'm only going to work towards upgrading them. So my Platinum Cross ring, 10 star. So maybe I'll get this to 12 star, but that's probably as far as the Platinum Cross ring will go. The Kana Treasure ring is 9% and 10 star as well. So this one was quite nice. The NLC ring, 9%, 10 star. And my Silver Blossom ring is currently 10 star. And only at rare right now. I'm aiming to get this to be epic soon. Let's have a look at the emblem. So this hasn't changed, still 12%. My shield still hasn't changed, 6%. My sword, however, I accidentally misclicked this in my inventory with a Meister cube and it tiered up to unique. So this was off camera. I didn't mean to do this. So I actually need to recube this because it's got 10% damage instead of 10% attack. So I'll unequip it for now because I'm going to need to cube it soon. So belt hasn't changed. Gloves is now 10 star. So before they weren't 10 starred. And it has just a normal rare potential scroll on it. I'll get it to epic at some point. Cape hasn't changed. Shoulder hasn't changed. I'm using these shoes at the moment. So I finally got something with decent flames from Von Leon's. So, yep, 5% all stat, flame, and 10 starred it. The Necromancer suit is also 10 star with good flames. I'm waiting until I can get a good Von Leon overall, so then I can replace it. And I'll just transfer the stars over. The face accessory, this one, I was just rolling Meister cubes and Master Craftsman cubes on it because it was epic to try to get it to a certain percentage. And it tiered up to unique as well. So, yeah, that was also off camera. Pretty good flames on this. 45 main stat and 6% all stat. My face accessory hasn't changed. Still 10 star and same flames. And my hat, 10 star with good flames, but again, trying to replace it with Von Leon. So, my goal right now is getting the alien set because I'm level 200, so I'm going to go for double pendant and earring The reason for that is because it's just easy to do. I don't need to keep doing bosses for good flames. And the alien set is pretty good, and it's okay training as well. So moving forward, my goal is to try to get every item to epic and replace the necromancer stuff with Von Leon stuff once I can get good flames on them. We're gonna try to get the Magnus badge, the pink bean cup, and yeah, we'll just see how much I can do from there. So let's end this video with some cubing. Let's get this sword to at least 1 line attack, hopefully. The damage line isn't as good as attack, so we are fine to roll this way. So I'm still using red cubes because I don't really care if it tears up. So yeah, let's see what we can do. And there we go, nice and fast, couple of cubes, and we got our 10 attack line. So the increase from the damage to attack line is pretty significant. It's 10k, so nice damage boost. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys are enjoying the content, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment what you want to see more from me. Now that we're level 200, there's a lot of things that we can do to get closer to completing CRA. So hopefully you guys stick around for that. Otherwise, thanks for watching and have a nice day.